In studio right now is Dave Olney. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
So this is, we've had a couple of beautiful days this week. I'm sure you've already been out on your bike.
I have for short rides. It's
okay.
Trying to get all the stuff done around the house.
I know. It's that is the thing that really takes us. There's so much to be done around the house. Yep. Okay, but this weekend looks like low 70s, upper 60s, low 70s, partly cloudy skies. Going to be a lot of bikes out on the road.
Yeah, we're planning a good ride tomorrow. So.
All right, so let's talk about the safety and keeping an eye on people.
Yeah, there's two kinds of crashes other than your car deer type thing, but there's two, and there's the kind that are caused by the bike and the kind that are caused by everybody else. And there's things you can do to, I guess, mitigate both of those.
Yeah. So what should people do?
Well, if you're not on the bike, just keep your eyes open. A huge amount of accidents are caused by somebody turning in front of a motorcycle because you just don't see them. So take that extra second and look. I think the closest calls we've ever came were people turning in front of us in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Or just a commercial drive or up in the middle.
That is I think we've talked. I lost a brother to a motorcycle accident in 1986. And actually, both of my brothers were on the bike. One survived. My brother Brian survived. My brother Dave passed away. But it was pulling out at the intersection, going down a highway, and someone that didn't see the motorcycle pulled right out in front at the last second, 55 miles an hour, straight into the vehicle. So, that seems to be the most common accident.
And it's the most common serious accident caused by something other than the motorcycle. And the things you can do as the motorcyclist to protect yourself are, wear protective gear, which means, chaps, boots, don't go out in shorts and flip-flops, protect yourself.
That is something to be, the pavement can really mess you up.
Yeah.
And jeans or something that to protect yourself can play a pretty big role.
Yeah, jeans are kind of minimal. You slide down the pavement, it's going to rip right through your jeans if you're wearing chaps, which is, leathers. I've seen people slide a long distance on leather and weren't hurt.
What about the, and it's funny because after my brother's accident, everybody, had he taken the bike and brought it down and slid into the vehicle? I had somebody tell me the other day, and that really stuck with me all of these years thinking, God, my brother could have done something to prevent this. I had somebody the other day tell me, that's really not true.
Things happen so fast, and I'm sure in his ccase and in a lot of cases, there's just not time to do anything.
There was no time. Yeah.
Somebody turns that quickly in front of you. A lot of times people don't even have time to brake.
Right.
It's just.
Well, think about what it's like in your car.
Yeah.
How if you do have time to hit the brake, you don't have time to stop.
No.
That's part of the issue.
No,
Anything else you can do on the bike?
Yeah. And
I hate to say, but you got to be looking out for yourself.
Absolutely. You got to look like. There's a thin line between thinking everybody's out to kill you and being super careful.
Yeah.
So you got to be super defensive when you're driving a motorcycle. You have to be. Obviously, speed is a huge thing. If you're going too fast, people aren't going to be able to judge that distance. You are in a smaller vehicle, and it's harder to judge that distance. So if you're going too fast, people are likely to pull in front of you. You're less likely to be able to stop, slow down, avoid objects, avoid animals. And along with that go the equipment on the vehicle. Good tires. A motorcycle, you only have two tires on the road. If you have one bald tire in your car, it's going to affect you.
Yeah.
But if you have one bald tire or marginal tire on a motorcycle, it's your stopping, it's your traction and turning, it's your being able to do quick evasive maneuvers. You just can't do it if you don't have good traction.
There's another issue too, and I see it all the time, and it's. Years ago, it was the Harley Davidson. I can't think of anything else at this point. Badass. The Harley rider. That image has completely changed.
Yeah.
Not that I'm stereotyping you, per se. But you get somebody on one of these bikes that looks like, I don't know, whether it's a Honda or a Yamaha, whatever it is, and it looks like it's this racing bike, and they go zooming behind you, whipping in and out of traffic. If there's a traffic jam, they're going down the side of the road. Not good.
And it's irresponsible, and it gives biking a bad name. There are two different styles of bikes. There's your cruisers, and then there's your crotch rockets. There's more than that, but those are two basic styles, and each has a reputation.
Yeah.
And each one, that reputation is probably only made by a few people in that group. but that's what everybody sees. So
Yeah.
so if you see the crotch rocket going 130 miles an hour, you see them cutting in between cars and splitting lanes, stuff like that, and that gives a reputation to everybody. And the same thing with the Harleys. You see people doing stupid stuff, and it gives them a reputation.
When they're going, all it takes is one person to be deciding I'm getting out of the car and open the door, and they're clipping that door. It's just who knows how that ends. All right, so they're out there. Keep an eye on them, and if you're one of the drivers on a motorcycle, you have to think from a defensive standpoint as well.
Yep, and don't take your personal protective gear for granted. And a big thing is your helmet. I'm not a full face helmet guy. You should be. That's obviously the safest thing.
Yeah.
But at the very least, wear a DOT approved helmet. These helmets that aren't DOT approved, they slap a sticker on them and think they're going to be okay. And these helmets do nothing in a crash.
Yeah. All right, Dave Olney from New York State Police. By the way, did you see the story this morning of the feds were looking? Apparently, it was a standoff, and the feds came in and they used the drone technology. But what was unique about this one is it was a cluster of drones. There must have been almost a dozen drones over top of this crime scene.
Wow, you're going to see that technology develop. We've already used it in some ways that.
And that's your job today with New York State Police.
Part time,
yeah. Well, it's a very interesting job. I got to tell you,
we're developing really good life saving things, tactics, and things that we can do with ours. Every day, we're coming up with different ideas.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Dave Olney, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And will you be riding this weekend?
Hopefully tomorrow.
Okay. A lot of stuff to do around the house, so it's tough.